So Wednesday's class we played a coordination game, which in both classes I thought is very cool. So the game basically goes like this. I posted 4 midterms, and I asked you to coordinate to select one to post. So if you can coordinate such that more than 2/3 of you select the same one, then I'll post that one. So basically, that's giving you enough incentive to coordinate. And and in the first round, it's very likely, most likely, people won't be able to coordinate because you have no idea what other people are choosing. But based on the results from the first one, you should have something called a focal point, because I think that's something like you have a default option. So it's kind of a common knowledge default option. So for example, in the morning, in the first round, you have these 4 numbers. C got the most number of votes already, so all of you are thinking that the default to choose next time is probably C because we already had the most people. So and everyone knows that everyone else knows this. So basically, kind of become a common knowledge that this should be the default. That's why in the second round, it's amazing that we actually calling it to have 92% of you choosing the same thing. So there are still people who choose A. It's understandable because maybe they don't want the things posted, but it's very cool to see that people can actually coordinate without communication. So I said there's no communication. So maybe some of you communicated through internet or something. I don't know, but I don't think so. So it's just everyone use the default that you think everyone else is using, and that's the very cool idea. It's called the focal point. So the typical example that's given is if you want to meet somewhere in Toronto, then you think everyone else is thinking that there's one typical place to meet, and that's maybe the CN Tower. If you want some place within Toronto, then maybe the Robots Library. I'm not sure, but basically there's a common knowledge about default options. So and that's what I was trying to do. So in the afternoon, the first round, when I showed them, it's not this, but it's actually exactly 50-50, I think. So there's no way to communicate. I mean, no way to coordinate in 2 rounds. So I gave them an extra chance. So in the second round, there's slightly more people, very, very slightly more people who chose B. And in the last round, they will still be able to coordinate into B, where there's only there's slight difference between A and B. So that's why there are more people who are choosing A, but still more than 2/3 of you are able to coordinate based on some kind of common knowledge of defaults. So I think that's a very good example on coordination. These things are actually coordinatable, unlike the questions I went over in class, which is the vaccination game. You want 10 people to get vaccination. There's no way to coordinate. I wanted to play that game on Wednesday, but we didn't have enough time, so maybe next week.